My darling Leo, welcome back to the channel. We are back after a pause of like 1 year. We had a lot of things happening in the background, very demanding work projects, but we are trying to transition now to this practice full time. So it would help us a great deal if you would like, share and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to buy us a coffee for the work that we put out, you have our PayPal link down in the description. We decided to change the format for the month of August, so you have timestamps below. First of all would be the general energy for the month of August, then we have work, professional, career, creative projects, and afterwards at the end we have love. So let's start. For the month of August, I see the Knight of Wands, then the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups, Seven of Wands, and Six of Swords. Now the Knight of Wands came twice already for Cancer, and you may be dealing with a Cancer, or you may have a strong Cancer placements in your chart, but it may be related to the fact that we all need to take a bit of charge in our life, stop thinking, stop planning for the future, stop fearing things. We just need to take action. Okay, general energy. Knight of Wands, okay, and the Knight of Cups here. So wands are related to fire, and this would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Knight of Cups is a water element. Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay, so you may be dealing with these types of zodiac signs. If you see fire here and water here, it's not necessarily that you are this person and this is the other person. You need to feel into the cards. Just look at them and get a feel for them. You will be able to identify yourself in the situation, on which side you are actually on. Now between these two knights, okay, I have 10 the Wheel of Fortune, and they're both actually heading towards different directions. Okay, so they're turning their backs one to the other, and they're heading in their own direction where they have this mission to fulfill. Knight of Wands is a person, as you can see here, traveling on a hawk, okay, and here the Knight of Cups is actually traveling on a fish. Okay, so one is quicker than the other to move away from this this chaos of a situation that is here. This is 10 the Wheel of Fortune. Whenever I see this card, I cannot really read into it. Why? Because it's like the hazard of life. Some whirlwind of a situation has happened here, and you see the symbols for the four seasons of the year. Here you have the wheel with all the zodiac signs, and also you have some Egyptian deities here. Apep, which is the lord of the underworld. He and the Set also, they both this is like the lord of death, and Apep is the lord of the underworld. He comes up in other forms like the devil in Christianity, Hades in mythology. Okay, so when this wheel of life spins, it's like anything bad can happen very rarely you would get a good outcome from this. Maybe it's a good card to get when you are gambling with a situation, but normally whenever I get this card for myself, or although I cannot really read for myself, it's like something happens, some quick event that changes the outcome, and I just come out on the other side and look back and think, what just happened? What was this circus of events here? You cannot quite understand. There's no one really to blame here. It's just like you're thrown into this washing machine together with other people, and you're just thrown on the other side. It's like being sucked into a black hole and being spewed out of a white hole on the other side, not knowing what caused or how it happened. It just happens. Whenever I get this card in readings, it's quick change of events. Okay, so also the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups, they're both backing off. They're going into different directions from this weird situation that spiraled out of control. You can also see here there's a monkey which is has his eyes closed, okay, and he's spinning the wheel. So the monkey is in Hindu in Hindu mythology, and in Chinese mythology it's regarded as a sign of wisdom. But here he is tied up, so there's some monkey business happening here. It's like, why would the universe serve me such a situation? There's actually no reason. It's not like the universe hates you or this other person. It's just what happens naturally. It's a wild card. I'm trying to explain it, but it's very hard. It's very hard, Leo. It's think about those situations where you don't understand why they happened, how they happened, but now your life is changed after that one moment. And it's not like the universe is taking action and putting each of you back on your paths, on your separated missions here. It's just hazard. Things just happen. You know how each season has its own specific type of energy. For example, during the summertime, you have people being very they're like ticking time bombs. So people are very aggressive. They just need a small spark and things spiral out of proportion into war or open conflict. Okay, because it's due to the heat that we have outside. Bacteria also, you can have an overgrowth of bacteria. The viruses, they are overgrowing in the summer period. This is why it's not that recommended to have any type of surgery during fall summer. You have a lot of inflammations in the body and people just having this overall uneasy feeling. Okay, so there are certain types of events which just happen. You kind of feel the energy, but it's no explanation and it's no one's fault for how things went down. neither you nor the other person may understand why things would be like this, why things have ended up like this, but it's just the wheel of life, okay? It's the dance of life going on from spiral to spiral to spiral. And maybe in your next evolutionary stage, once you were here, but then you spiral and get to a new plateau where you will do the same dance but on another level. Maybe on this level you just don't need that other person to be here by your side, okay? But what I see, both of them having this heavy armor on them, it's like you're both barely seeing where you are going. If you can see you cannot see these people's eyes. Also this monkey here, so people have this narrow vision. It's not a moment where you could actually understand what has happened here. You cannot understand, the other person cannot understand, the universe maybe doesn't want to understand, but it's sending you both on separate paths. So while you're trying to do your own thing here, if you're the Knight of Wands, or the other person is the Knight of Wands and they're trying to do their own thing here, they have their own mission, the Knight of Cups, the water element, is trying to deal with what exactly? With their heart. As you can see, this person here is holding like the holy grail of love in their hand. So this is what is guiding them, trying to deal with their own heart or their own love. What's ahead of them? Seven of Wands. Here is a person without much armor, but they have this strong pose on them. Their chest is a bit pumped up. So this is some sort of a trial in regards to what actions I must take in order to heal this this heart. Also, you can see the black raven here talking about maybe something died in the past, okay, but now you're looking forward on what action should I take in order to heal my heart. And for Leos, when you say Leo, you directly think about the heart. It's like the lion heart, okay? So try to take care of your health in the summertime because your heart may be affected more than other signs, okay? And afterwards I see the Six of Swords. So it's some sort of a leadership. It's some sort on a thought level, okay? So I must take action. This is a trial for you here to actually get these wands done, organized, okay? This is action. But here when I see swords, it's more of a conceptual thought thing that you are trying to do here. So if you look here, it's like you have this enlightened hermit here with the circle above his head, this the circle with the dot in the middle. It's called a monad, and it's a symbol for the fertilized egg. It's like when the masculine reproductive cell combines with the female reproductive cell, and you have this one cell which starts to divide into two, then into four, and so on, okay? So what I'm thinking is that you are being enlightened in the idea that you must do this on your own. This is your journey to take, okay? And here it's like, if you're centered on yourself, it's like you have your soul here, the most precious part of yourself. It's here in this small box, so you don't need to carry all this armor on you. You just carry it coming from this event here in the past. And maybe you don't need it in the future, but I think you need to do some sort of a work on your heart. You're getting to terms with the path that you need to take now, and that is to heal your heart. It's very hard to do this many times if you have loved someone, if you have been with someone for a long time. Everything around you, everything, even just stepping out of the house to buy something would remind you of that person, because you have so many psychological anchors on you, so many triggers that will send you with your mind, okay, back to this holy grail of love, like this wand is pointing here from what you need to do now. Treasure your own soul. It will always send you back to the holy grail of love, because if you loved another person so if you loved another person so much, it is very hard to detach yourself from their energy, okay? This is gonna be a process. This is not gonna happen overnight, and if it happens, by all means, congratulations. But given the heart that you have, Leo, it's not gonna happen overnight, I know. You need to work with yourself. You need to create new memories, new habits. You need to work on these, like the anchors that you have, stepping out of the house, going to a restaurant. You will always be thrown back to remembering this love that has been here, okay? So work on it day in and day out, day in and day out, okay? Be with yourself. Realize, okay, now I'm thinking about that person. How can I create new memories, new habits, new things right now? Okay, it's a good thing to have the Knight of Cups here crowning your reading. I think if you give enough attention to your heart, by a certain point you will be able to heal it. So we're gonna pause the reading now, and we're gonna continue in a few hours. I'll be right back, Leo. Okay, Leo, so we're back, and here is your work, career, creative projects section. So what we have here: 10 of Pentacles, 6 the Lovers, 7 Chariot, 4 of Cups, and Knight of Swords. I don't understand why you get love cards in your work and career section, but okay. One of the ways in which the energy for August could go is that you may be meeting a very significant person in your workplace. It may be a new love interest, and if you're not involved with anyone else, no judgment there, but try to take a bit of caution if you're getting romantically involved with someone at work. If not, the other way in which the energy for August could go at your workplace is that you finally meet a person which is the missing piece to the puzzle, to your work scheme, okay? So 10 of Pentacles. What I understand here, also given the fact that you are a fixed sign, is the fact that your workplace is a place of value, okay? So we all know that you're outgiving of your energy, you're very generous, and you're a fixed sign. So you always create like this place of high value. You have only pentacles here. You can see like different generations actually benefiting from the work that you do. You usually establish long-lasting projects which benefit a lot of people. Not many signs are capable of establishing these types of projects. And what I've seen with all the Leos that I have met is that whenever a Leo wins, everyone on his team wins. They all benefit. They all get some sort of goodness from the work that you do. Okay, so this is why a lot of people are routing for Leos. This is why they're so popular in the workplace. It's like work hard, play hard. Okay, and after the Ten of Pentacles here, you get the Lover's card. Okay, so this is Gemini, this is Mercury. This talks about communication. You may be searching, I think you have been searching for a long time now for like a business partner or a new employee to fill some spot in your team. But finally here they show up. Okay, you find this person, and it's sort of a love at first sight, but on a professional level. Okay, this may be like a new possible love partner in the workspace, but and here they come to complete like your life. They are coming like a piece of puzzle, but for many of you, the majority of you, this would be the business partner that you have been waiting on. This is the ideal candidate. This is, as I said, the missing piece of the puzzle in order for you to start a new endeavor, to take this project to the next level. Okay, because here with the 10 of Pentacles, it's like we've reached the pinnacle that we could have reached with this current project, with this current workplace. So now we need something else, and it probably may be another person. Like you need a new employee to start this new service that you are giving out to your clients, or this person may be like a consultant. Okay, and they have a lot of things to teach you, and you have a lot of things to teach them. You're not going to be like your normal boss, your normal lead, or your normal everyday client. Okay, you are gonna learn a lot from this experience together with them, and they are gonna get a lot of experience from you, because the lovers, it's like people that have known each other through eons, and they are meeting again now. You're meeting this person in your professional life in order to take you both to the next level. Okay, 10 of Pentacles, something is ending here. You've reached the pinnacle. It's time to soar to new heights. Okay, so maybe you can do it on your own, or maybe you don't want to do it on your own. Okay, maybe you're actually a bit bored on the inside, and here comes this new person with a lot of motivation, a lot of vigor. They're six, the lovers here, it's Mercury, so they're very communicative, talkative. They have a lot of ideas. Their mind is very quick. They're snappy in a way in their thoughts, and this may be like a great counterpart for you. Why? Because you're a fixed sign, and once you get a project, you like to work at it until it blooms, okay? And you like to keep it blooming, for not only for you but for everyone. And we have 6 the lovers, and then 7 the chariot. So it goes like a natural step. Once this person shows up and they're in the spotlight, you're together in this spotlight, okay? You're gonna take the project or whatever it is that you're working on, and you're gonna take it to the next level. 7 the chariot. Here we have Cancer, like the beautiful inside of Cancer, and here is a horse, so it relates to Sagittarius. So you have all the necessary elements to make your numbers go sky high. I don't necessarily recommend evaluating anything in life in numbers, because at the end of the day it's just a number. Sometimes it doesn't actually say anything about the quality of the product or the project or the people, okay? So it's more important to see actual results. But here the project is finally gonna take off. Maybe you are gonna find in the month of August that publisher that you have always been searching for, that person which has a bit of oomph that actually gets you, and you're both on the same page. And here it goes onwards, and it goes to the next step, but not slowly. It's actually gonna sprout vigorously, okay? It's gonna take off in a really big way with flying colors. Chariot. Okay, so it's gonna be a journey, okay, but I think you're gonna enjoy the actual process first of getting to know this other person, and being happy to see that you find like-minded people, and then seeing your project being taking off, okay, being launched, finally being put somewhat in the spotlight, and it comes naturally, okay? So this is why I've been repeating myself by saying that this other person is the missing piece to your project. Now, although we have some sort of finalization here, okay, maybe for some of you, you may be finishing some project which has been like a millstone. This is a term in marketing when you have that one product that throughout time has been giving you and giving you and giving you, but together with this other person, now you can start something new, something that is alternative, something that is progressive, okay? And with the Four of Cups, it's like once you launch it, you need to step back a bit and take in this moment, okay? 4 is a number that is like I'm thinking of a square, okay? There is this concept in philosophy where if you want to define the sacred space, you need to give it some sort of a form. So the analogy that I have is, if you build like a temple or a church or something of the sorts, I'm not talking about a particular religion, but if I'm talking of a place of cult, you need to build like some sort of a fence around it in order to give a form to the limits of that sacred space, okay? So if you're on the same page with this person and the project takes off here with the Four of Cups. It's like both of you find the pleasure in giving some sort of a form to this project. It's not that type of a project where you just swallow things and take the bullet for the team and like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing for the company. Also, it's like something that really gives you some sort of an emotional stability. You're being fulfilled on an emotional level from this endeavor, okay? Because you can see here like this fruitful belly that this person has, okay? They feel they're like in quiet meditation here in nature. It's like it's feeding your soul somehow to work on this. A lot of movement here, things take off, and then you feel some sort of a peace inside of you. It's like finally I'm moving on, and I can't believe that this thing that now has like a lot of tasks. Like you can see these stars here shooting off into the distance. Maybe you have a lot of clients to contact, or you have a lot of people to showcase this pilot project to. It's giving you some sort of inner peace, okay? It's really feeding your soul in a way. If you're doing some sort of a creative project, I see this going beautifully, absolutely beautifully. If it's not a creative project and you're working like a technical job, this new project will through this project you will actually get the opportunity of knowing maybe interesting people that actually have some sort of a stability to them, okay? So long gone will be the days when you were extremely stressed at work and scrambling about and yelling on the phone. I think August is gonna be really relaxing for you, okay? It's a very good sign. It's a very good and strong energy, what I feel here. And you deserve this, okay, Leo? You can actually breathe now after a lot of time, because I know since last year it's like your career or your professional life has been somewhat broken down a bit in a way. Why? You felt tried by a lot of people, a lot of projects, deadlines, stressed. It's the universe's way of trying to humble you and show you that you don't need to have a great ego, because people already are somewhat recognizing you as their leader. They know their place. They're happy to work with you on this abundance that you are building. They are happy to work with you on this project. So you can just freely tame down your ego and be more focused on what you are doing. Be more focused on the people that you work with, your clients, okay? Because you're great. Don't worry about your career or professional life being torn down. It's a moment of this year especially is a moment where we are leaving behind a lot of traditional things that we are used to do in order to welcome the new next year. So you're still in sort of a cleaning process, but here in the month of August, your birthday month, okay, I think it's a well-deserved respite and beautiful moments happening in your professional life here. you're being fulfilled. You get, I don't know, some sort of a recognition. Things are just moving along with high speed for you, and but on the inside, even though you're maybe running around from place to place, maybe you have a lot of errands to run or tasks to do, places to be, people to meet. I think on the inside, emotionally, you're very stable. And I'm happy to see this because cups usually talk about the water element, and I also see like the heart here that you see in the lover's card. I also see this as being represented as a cup. So for those of you who have heart conditions, I think your heart will be okay in the month of August. Stability, emotional stability. And after you take all of this in, here I see you being even more determined, okay? It's like the Knight of Swords. He is indeed ready for battle. He has this armor on. He has his sword and he's riding a bull here, so he's on a mission. Now you see the red here and the white of this bull. It reminds me like of the Crusaders. Okay, so now you understand that the project that you are working on is bigger than you, because you never work on small level projects. Okay, now you're being filled here with like a purpose. Okay, it's like a philosophical thing, because swords are related to the mind, so it may be like a philosophical thing. It may be related to a strong belief that you have inside of yourself when it comes to the workforce or the workplace or work ethics. Okay, so you're actually gonna fight and go out like a soldier, like a champion, and work for this project. If this is not you, and you're like a project leader or you're coordinating people, this may relate to this lover card. Okay, because here this is Gemini, and here you have Knight of Swords, which is like air sign. So this may be your person, like your best employee, or this person that I have been talking about. Maybe this is your champion. Now that you have them by your side, they're gonna go out and get those clients, make that pitch, bring in new opportunities. They're just gonna do whatever it takes in order to make your project be successful. Okay, so I feel like I can finally catch a breath. Finally, after so much time, I can just breathe. I cannot guarantee that this would be the same in September, but in August, it's like, finally, I can take a break. Maybe you will take I don't know, like a week off, given that it's a holiday season, and this person here will be your backup. They will be your knight in shining armor, fighting for the project, maintaining everything for you while you rest a bit. It's amazing. Okay, so congratulations, Leo. Enjoy this in the month of August. We will move now to your love section. Oh, you can't have it all, right? This one is heavy. Your love reading is gonna be really heavy with these cards out. Six of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Five the Hierophant, 17, the Star. Now, if you have kids, Leo, I think that in the month of August, you're gonna realize the ways in which this child has been traumatized by the way that they have grown in the household. I don't think they understand much about what life has been. If you don't have kids, I think that you come to terms with the fact that you don't really understand relationships in general. Okay? So I have here the Six of Cups. Now this relates to past lives, making a life together, growing old, growing kids, family life. It's a very stable card which talks about cooperation, creating this emotional heaven together. Okay, this is what you strive for day in, day out. This is like the dream. Okay, and this may relate to the household in which you have grown, because here I see those kids, and now afterwards we have the Page of Pentacles. This may be like a teenager, this may relate to your soul, like you have the seed and you're just a beginner in this. You realize it's like either you're a child or you. This is a young person at heart. It's like you take your pentacle from this place, or this Page of Pentacles comes from this place. It's either you're a child coming from this this great household, which is maybe like the image that is portrayed outside the family. Okay, so everyone knows that your family is great, but here you have this Page of Pentacles stepping out. This may be you coming from this background where you have created a life together with another person. This was the ideal thing. You wanted to grow old together, but here I see you being a separate. Okay, you're leaning, this Page of Pentacles is leaning more towards the page of the Six of Cups, and it's like here they come from this part, and it's like they're a bit hesitant. They have one foot here and their whole body pointing towards this. It's like I've just made the first step here outside of this heaven-like family life. This may be just an image of it. And the Page of Pentacles is looking forward. So you or your child is actually coming out of that image, okay, that idea, and looking forward. Okay, so I think it's some sort of a realization. Maybe you are a child at heart. Maybe you actually realize that you're a beginner when it comes to relationship experience. I know you may have a lot of experience, but in the month of August, when it's your birthday, I think you will get the feeling that, okay, I had this, but now in comparison to what life can actually teach me, what have I learned? Okay, this Page of Pentacles is a bit hesitant to actually see the truth of the situation, or realize what relationships are about. I feel like this Page of Pentacles is trying to I cannot open my eyes and face the truth. It's like I still want to be here in the Six of Cups energy, even if it were a pretend type of situation. It's like I don't want to realize how much of a beginner I am when it comes to relationships. Even if you're 70 years old, I think you realize that one human life is not enough for you to grasp the full concept of relationships. Because after the Page of Pentacles, here comes the Knight of Swords. This is like zero sleep. These are like a lot of thoughts. Here you see this person's shadow cast down and a lot of swords. So you may be judging yourself for the things that you have said, for the thoughts that you have had. I feel like a lot of pain and sorrow and mourning. This person's face is covered here. Like I said, you don't want to open your eyes, or your child doesn't want to open their eyes in order to see how much pain there is there in regards to relationships in general. Okay? However much the sun would shine in August, it's like this person will only see darkness, maybe their shadow, maybe how the situation went. This is like a single number, the nine. You're going alone through this process, okay? And these are a lot of thoughts, not pretty thoughts. These are deep wounds, like a lot of them. 9 of Swords, a lot of swords, a lot of negative thoughts and energies around you. It's like whatever happens in your relationship sector, it's in the whole of August, you're gonna have like a permanent cloud above your head. It's like it's raining only on you. And why this Page of Pentacles doesn't want to see the truth, but will actually be forced by these sleepless nights and all these thoughts here, these dark thoughts. Why the Page of Pentacles will be forced to look at this is because we have 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? Normally this talks about generosity, about being out giving with others. This is like the exact your energy, Leo. You're like the king that shares his wealth with everyone. Everybody's being taken care of, although maybe you sometimes put people in this position where they're almost at your feet because you're so out giving. And afterwards we have the Hierophant. This is Taurus in the reverse. So here we have the more negative aspects of Taurus, which is the idea that society puts upon people that you need to be married in a certain religious type of way, otherwise your love is not legitimate. And for many people, marriage is usually a thing that enslaves them. Like you see here, these people sitting at the feet of this religious figure here. We have the dogma here. In order to partake in society, you need to marry and do the normal things that we have been doing for thousands and thousands of years. Maybe you kind of see now with this pentacle here, which is a circle, maybe you're starting to see the ways in which old tradition has enslaved people in relationships. We don't need this nowadays. We need progressive people that bring more healthy relationships in the world. We need people that actually love each other and want to be together. We want people to stay together for the right reasons, because of love, not because maybe one person is pregnant, or because you want to take advantage of their wealth, or maybe someone wanted to take advantage of your wealth. And now I think you see the greater idea, the greater the philosophy that is at play here, that we don't need to have that traditional classical exchange in a relationship where the woman gives of her beauty and the man gives so the woman gives of her beauty in order to have financial stability, and she is somewhat made into a slave, like you need to bear my children now and be mine forever, and ignore all the signals that your body or your mind or your soul gives, that you need to be an individual person, you need to be okay on your own. Men also, you don't need to sell to give of your abundance, okay, of your resources in order to get love or in order to get in bed with someone. These are habits or things that need to go, okay? So we're gonna need more generations in order to surpass this, but now I think a lot of people are waking up to this idea that the old ways in which we have portrayed relationships, the tradition, that give and take, okay, where one is the savior and one is the saved one, this thing is over and done, okay? We need a new we need to rewrite this book here, okay? We need to stop judging people that are doing alternative things. If someone else is happy in some weird situation that they have and that's the thing for them, by all means just do that. You don't need to do the traditional thing if you don't think that it fits you, okay? Some people still need the traditional relationship, but for others not so much. I think we all need on a global scale to rethink marriage and relationships, okay? You still have some places of the world where for example there's this Asian country, a small country, where if you're a man and you want to marry, you can just grab some of your lads, go on the street, you know, in a car, and if you see a woman that you like on the street, you can just grab her, snatch her, and take her back to your place and organize this on the spot. You know, you just organize a wedding with a random person that you steal from the street. And I don't want to say, like, get into the idea of how women are mistreated throughout the world, because men can be also mistreated, okay? But we need to rethink our values, because now with the Six of Pentacles, Hierophant, and 17th star, it's like they're both in reverse. You kind of see like the shadows they cast on people's souls. And maybe you have learned this on your own skin, or maybe your child is waking up to these traumas that they have from the household, okay? Like, you tried to provide this for your child, but here your child is waking up with all this trauma inside of them, with all this pain related to the way things have went in the household. This is where we first learn the idea of love, okay? And here with the star card, this is the card for Aquarius, okay? This is being enlightened. This is having both the masculine and the feminine, because this person here is a bit It's like the face of a man, but the body of a woman. So this would be like the reunion between female and masculine elements. And it's like a flash of light, being enlightened, having a connection to the higher realms. But also you see one cup here is taking like the water. It's going straight into the water, so back to source, and the other one is taking their time in order to water these flowers here on the earth. But both of them actually end up in a body of water under earth. Okay, so they're just taking different routes. Here the energy takes the less resistant route as usual. Take this as a principle in life. The energy is always going to take the less resistant path, but here it's doing something else. It's nurturing, it's understanding that it must take the longer route in order, although it goes in the same place, it must have some sort of experience here and aid in some actions. But although it's like a card of understanding the future, being enlightened, all these cards here are in reverse. So you kind of see that there is no enlightenment in the way in which we are handling our relationships nowadays. So maybe you you remained with your partner for a long time, maybe in a marriage, maybe in a long-lasting relationship, because this is the way society dictates you to do things. But has it given you any type of evolution? No. Was it unfair? Yes. Here with the Six of Pentacles, no cooperation, no sharing of resources. And if you are guilty of doing this, stop underestimating people, or stop disabling them, making them into incapable humans by sharing too much of your resources. Okay, if you help a person too much, you're disabling them in a way. Okay, and maybe you will actually end up whining that this person is incapable to do this and the other thing. It's a heavy reading. I cannot summarize like the idea that is going on here. This is the higher octave of this reading, because these cards together they actually talk about how much tradition and society destroys real human connection. We should stop judging. We should stop thinking that things should be in a certain way. Nothing should. Okay? Just create your own experience. And it may be shocking for those of you who have gone, I don't know, for like a marriage or a relationship of like 10 years to realize how much it affects you. How much loss of understanding, of evolution, of evolution there is when you play relationships by the book, in accordance to what your priest says, in accordance to what some person in authority says. Okay, you are your own authority. But in a relationship there is no authority. You have equal parts. Okay, everyone gets a say in it. You need to find the middle path, okay, for these two souls here to meet and be one and be enlightened. Again, if it's your child that is growing up, becoming an adolescent, I think they are kind of understanding that their home was not as sane as you would like it to be portrayed in their mind. They actually understand that maybe daddy was giving too much. It was keeping mommy constrained in a way, because you have these fixed roles here. Okay, so the man here is depicted with like a tail. Okay, he's like the devil, because we usually think about men that they are the one who seek out sexual intercourse, and they have to be like tricksters in order to trick the female, then get what he wants. The woman has to give, this person here is green, so she has to give so much of her body, of her fertility, in order to be with this person. So again, another theme here is that motherhood. Okay, motherhood is not easy. It can bring you to like a breaking point. I've seen a lot of mothers having their mental health being tested, if they're single mothers, if they have to play the part of the mother and the part of the father. It can bring you down sometimes, and bringing you down is a mild way to put it, because you can end up having mental disorders. It's not easy, okay? And I will leave a link below about this, about motherhood portrayed in horror movies, okay? Because it's a theme here that we need to take into account. Motherhood is not easy. So the song that is coming up for you here with this Hierophant in the reverse is like, whose year take me to church. So I will leave that down in the description. I would talk more about this, but it's a very philosophical, very deep theme here. Take the time to discuss with your children if you have this sort of thing going on in your life, if this is about you. I think you need to really sit down, but the universe will sit you down. Your shadow self will sit you down and keep you awake at night for you to really experience this theme, okay? That we don't need tradition in our love life that much. You need to co-create together with your significant other, because some of you, I think you have a long period that you have sacrificed from your life because of tradition. Yes, I can say that for some of you, it's like for those of you who are religious, but I'm not talking about actually going to church, but for those of you who believe in a higher power, I think you have this thing where, let's say if you divorce, you think like the divinity is going to strip you of all the good things in life and then punish you. It plays out in that way because you have the strong belief, but you don't necessarily disappoint the divinity if you would sit down with your significant other or with the person that you have played out this traditional role. I don't think it would hurt if you would talk this over. Actually come to terms with it. Like, I think this is gonna be the key to unlocking these sleepless nights. sitting down with the other person and just telling them, look, I've been with you all these, I haven't been acting myself because of tradition. If you're a man, maybe you have been forced by your traditional ways of thinking to work your ass off, to be absent from the home, and maybe you just come around once in a while, give all these people money, like your kids, your wife, and go back to work. So no time to spend with the family, or maybe your significant other was doing this. So find time to meet up with this person if they're no longer in your life, or find time to meet with them like in the spiritual world. Sit in front of a mirror and just word your conclusions, word these things, okay? Sit down with your child if you have one and you see them being traumatized by the house environment. Sit down and tell them, okay, if you feel young and unexperienced when it comes to this, I feel in the same way. Me and your father or your mother, we had to play out these things for such a long time and traumatize you in this way, so that we may understand that the traditional way is no longer the way to go. Okay, we need to find better ways, more equal ways in which to work together. Yeah. So Leo, see you again in the month of August at the end for the September reading. Also, if you want to support us with buying a new camera and transitioning to this type of activity full time, you can buy us a coffee through our PayPal account down in the description. I wish you the best of luck and a lot of patience with this, okay? Just talk it over. Don't get annoyed. It's time to come clean and put light to this situation. Take care.